Dr. Edward Group, and I am Dr. Detox.
Welcome to the Dr. Detox TV show. I'm Wanda Caraway, and today I have with me Dory Gordon. Dory has been on Dr. Group's program and has an amazing testimony. And welcome today, Dory. I am so proud of you. And share with us, you have read Dr. Group's The Green Body Cleanse, and you have been on Dr. Group's program. Share with us your testimony of how you started and some results have happened by you being on the program.
Well, I want to thank Dr. Detox, Dr. Group, for coming into my home, my business, my real estate company, and just taking the time that he did. Initially, 5 hours he spent with me, and he went through each and everything I was doing, from literally waking up in the morning in my bed to starting my day, to getting ready for my day, to being at my office and interacting with my staff, interacting with my real estate agents, and just everything I did, and analyzing, pros and cons to what I was doing. And I can tell you that I've implemented the changes, and I feel better about my environment. I feel healthier. I've lost a little bit of weight. And more than anything, I think I have a glow and a sense that I'm doing better things in my life.
Well, I can see that in you, Dory.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start with when Dr. Group went through your home. Could you share with us where he started in your home and some things that might help other people, the changes that you made that he, as he went through each room in your home?
Sure. And the first room, I think, that was a primary room that we all spend so much time in is our bedroom. And some of the things I was doing was sleeping with my laptop. I'm a working professional. I'm a real estate broker with many agents under me. So a lot of times I'll do an email at 1 in the morning, 1:30. And so I tend to keep my laptop plugged in and fall asleep with it. Hence also my cell phone, and having emails come to my cell phone, that would also stay plugged in. That energy is something that could interrupt our sleep, and it's the electricity around us is something that is not necessary when we're resting. So you can use your laptop, but then put it away in another room, or at least not have it plugged in and charging, and that current, literally sometimes I have the cords over me as I'm sleeping and with it charging. The other thing I was using, which none of us really use anymore, my phone wakes me up in the morning. I also had a alarm clock that was plugged in, and again, that's just more energy around me that I did not need. I had hardwoods. He loved the hardwoods throughout my first floor, which are very easy to keep clean and great. I have asthma, so he loved the idea that I did not have carpet in those areas. So that I was doing in a very positive manner. And he evaluated my home to being very, clean, neat, organized, which it's always been, and I enjoy living that way. But one thing, I did not have some live energy around me. So one of the things he suggested and I implemented is to put 3 live plants in my environment around me. And primarily the rooms that you especially spend a lot of time in. So what we did is, in the bedroom, we put 3 live plants. That was something simple that I could do. I already had plants in my home, so that's something I could do. It didn't cost me a lot of money, and a lot of these things are things that really did not cost a lot of money and that individuals can implement now in their life, like taking a house plant or maybe a plant that they had outside and just repotting it and putting it in their bedroom. That's something simple. The cords, well, again, that's something that necessarily didn't cost me money. It's something that was just a life change and change of what I was doing. The other thing that I did in my bedroom, I have a unit that literally is, corrects the environment, the air, in its purification system, and almost just keeping the ozone and the environment around me. And if you can imagine, when I come into my bedroom, it's very clean smelling and very fresh. So that is something I implemented not only in my bedroom. I have 2 units, one that is specifically in my bedroom, but then also one throughout my house that I had a professional put into our system. So again, the air and your air that you breathe is really important. And also having asthma, that is important to me to, to breathe clean air and have that environment.
So the doctor group had a purification system that
I installed into my home.
That he has his purification system, so you installed that. So you saw some improvement with your asthma and having the plants in there. In your kitchen, I know you went into the kitchen and into your refrigerator. Could you share with our audience anything in your refrigerator that Dr. Group suggested that you make changes, or could you share?
Well,
I know you had a big, huge refrigerator.
Well, 2 things that we talked about that when we were in my kitchen that really stood out to Dr. Group were, and I did this mainly for guests to accommodate them, but I did have sugar substitutes, the pink, the yellow, the blue, the regular sugar, raw sugar, but he wanted me to switch to a product called Xylenol, and that product I did switch to. And if I'm out and about and I don't have that product, I've just learned to have my tea without any artificial sweeteners. He talked about putting chemicals into your system, and that it's something that it's a buildup, it's toxic, it goes into our liver and so forth. So that's one thing that I eliminated. Is just, he even said it's better probably to have the sugar than to use these artificial substitutes. The other thing that I was using, being on the go, I was doing a lot of those fast, easy type meals that are low in calories, but high, of course, in, a lot of salt, etc. And it was a convenience thing. And so he suggested that I not use the microwave, that if I were going to heat something, it's better I put it in the oven, let it sit for 20 minutes, and not use it. It chemically, it changes the composition of our foods. So one of the things I've implemented in the last year is not to use the microwave. It's hard after using it for so long, so I will admit I have used it, but I have tried not to use it as much. And the other thing that we talked about, because I guess I had lots of treats out for the film crew that day, but I also had fresh fruits. So Dr. Group went and navigated himself towards the fresh fruits. And one of the things I learned from him is that when we wake up in the morning, you want to eat something alive, not something dead. And so one of the things I have done is to eat fresh fruit in the morning. So I love apples, so that's one of the things. And I even got on the bandwagon, my friends and family. So if I would stay at a friend's house, they would be so kind as to make me a smoothie, like a banana and strawberry smoothie with some protein in it. So it was excellent, to do that. So those are some things that happen, in the kitchen area, I would say, that really stood out with me.
Also, he went underneath your sink in the kitchen, and could you share what he said about us using chemicals and how that they can affect us in our home?
Everything that we use The products we use on our floors, on our countertop, does affect us. And as a matter of fact, my dad is a mechanical engineer, and there is a product that we use in our house that, believe it or not, can change the composition of titanium. So I've switched to using things that are more organic, or that I can buy at a store that caters to organic products, and try to use less harsh chemicals. I also have someone that helps me inside the home to clean inside my home, and also have, had those individuals educate them on products to use and protocols in keeping our environment in our home safe.
Dory, share with us, that's awesome that you changed the different things that you changed, the sweeteners, the chemicals. You're more aware of the food that you had in your icebox, of the fast food. You also did the colon cleanse. How did you feel about Dr. Group's colon cleanse, and how did that help you?
Well, because I'm a busy professional and I own a real estate company, and I couldn't have any time to stop my regiment, so to speak. What he did was, over time, was do something that would eliminate toxins and parasites and heavy metals from my liver and kidneys, my organs. But it was something that I could keep the pace of my busy schedule and not, just be off kilter or track, so to speak. One of the things I think my staff noticed was that they felt like I looked healthier, and I had a glow, and more youthful, I guess. And in the process, I think, again, I lost about 5 pounds. And, again, I've noticed, I think, with my skin, and it's like anything. It's hard. If we had a cake and the cake was lumpy, yes, we can put lots of frosting on top of it. But is that cake going to look as nice if in the inside of our own bodies, having it pure and clean and this fresh glow, even, again, wearing less makeup has become a norm for me. My esthetician that I go to has even said recently, you don't need to wear makeup. Your skin is beautiful. And part of what I attribute that to is getting those toxins out of my system, out of my liver, out of my kidneys, out of just my intestines. And so I think it's important that, just like our thoughts should be positive from the inside, and then we project them on the outside. Again, Dr. Detox, Dr. Group, his ideology is very simple. We shouldn't only concentrate on, working out and our skin on the outside. It's what we're doing on the inside that work from the inside out.
That is so true. And your complexion, look at the camera, it does look beautiful, Dory. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. I'm so proud of you of following the program completely. So now let's go from the bedroom, we talked about that, into your bathroom.
Wow. Yeah. My sacred zone.
Yeah, sacred zone. Let's share that and what happened.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we talked about, again, is products. And he, talked about there's so many products that we use that add to those heavy metals inside our body, like toothpaste. So now I'm using a toothpaste that no longer has aluminum, a deodorant that no longer has aluminum. So I'm not bringing into my body as many toxins. One of my vices, I call it, is a bubble bath. I shower, my regimen is in the morning I shower and get ready for my day and I'm energized, but in the evening it's my de-stress. And so I love, and I have a ritual that I do is, doing a huge big bathtub with jacuzzi, and I think we have clips of that with bath salts and baby oil and bubble bath. Well, he took those products and basically told me, I'm putting toxins into my skin when I sit in a bathtub and have my quiet time, let's call it. And so what he suggested more so than anything was, let's get natural. So he suggested, and I kind of thought it was quirky at the beginning, but then I found a way to implement some changes, and I can tell you my skin is softer than a baby's. It just I can tell the difference, how I feel, and that I don't have a residue on my skin, and that I also feel like it probably draws some of the toxins out of my body by the regimen that I do.
What regimen do you do?
I use olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, and I use it infused with, which you can buy with orange. So again, I get a nice smell. I don't feel like I'm a salad when I jump out of a tub. And then the other thing he implemented is not only on my food, I use Himalayan salt. I use the Himalayan salt. I would use it in my bath. And so it's completely the best, purest salt that you can use in the world. And so I took those two things. He suggested that if I use a bath, like some sort of bubble bath, that I use one that is more natural or organic. But in the process, I kind of just chose to use those other two things, and it was very soothing. A lot of times I would use an essential oil in the process, like lavender or eucalyptus, which he also suggested, which was really natural. And again, less products that are toxic on your face. He gave me a face cream that I used, and some products that, just implemented. And even my shampoo now is organic, more natural. And so those products I try to be aware of.
So through the whole thing that we have done on the whole program, Dory, you followed everything that Dr. Group told you to do. You are a glow right now.
Thank you.
You've lost weight.
Thank
you
you.
look fantastic.
Thank you.
And I know that you were saying...
Thank you, Dr. Group.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you also that his book here, The Green Body Cleanse, had helped you, and that you referred back to it a lot.
And I'd like to mention that there are so many things that we've talked about, but it's just a small amount of things that are in Dr. Group's book. So reading the book was instrumental in life changes. There are many things like, changing, like eating less meat, or if I eat meat, it's eating organic, or also even fish. A lot of times people think, well, eating fish is totally healthy. Yes, but fish can have mercury. So he even is specific about which fish you should eat and how much you should eat. So that's another thing. There's so many things, and I appreciate Dr. Group taking his time and his energy and investing in me. And there's so many things in the book that we haven't touched on. He also met with me several times, which in the beginning he did an assessment of my health, and I think that's important. Along the way, he also involved my doctors. We also did blood work that I also provided him with, and also some of the things that he also suggested that we do are acupuncture, which I found positive, balancing and attributes in the acupuncture. I had never done that. And also someone to balance your energy, he brought in. And again, I try to embrace as much of the things that he suggested. I am a very busy professional, and so doing it was challenging, but again, I thought if he was going to invest in me, that it was an obligation that I had to follow his program, read his book, and to try. And so over the last year, it wasn't just the first 90 days. I've implemented many things that have definitely helped my life.
Well, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Dory, you have been a real, I just looking at you, I see the changes. So I'm asking you to go to Dr. Detox and read Dr. Group's book. And it's very simple for you also to have the same thing happen to you as it happened to Dory by just reading his book and going to the website. On the website, there are blogs on there that can help you with anything, any problem that you might have. And thank you again.
Thank you, Wanda.
Dory.
Thank you, Miss Caraway.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dr. Group. Again, I wish he was here. I'd give him a big hug. He is just a dynamo.
Thank you so much for following the program and to see what wonderful results you have.
Thank you, Wanda.